to Drive Time Sports with Jordan Bescarini, KOAL, 750 AM.
We're back here on Drive Time Sports. It's KOAL AM 750 and 103.9 FM. And we're going to continue on now with the local sports scene. We've had a great slate of guests talking about the local sports scene throughout the week here on Drive Time Sports, and we're going to continue that today. Joining me right now via telephone is the center fielder from the USU Eastern Golden Eagles baseball squad, Alex Church. Alex was just named to the All-SWAC defensive team for the 2012 season. And Alex, first off, thank you very much for taking the time out to join me today.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Alex, we're going to talk a little bit about your individual award first off. Recently, you were named to the All-Region Defensive Team for the SWAC Conference. First off, congratulations, and what an honor.
Thank you. Absolutely. Words can't describe it. It's what I've dreamed of since I was a kid.
Yeah, when you talk about, first off, hearing the news that you have been selected to the All-Region Defensive Team, what exactly went through your head?
Kind of surprised, really, because that wasn't something I thought of. Didn't even know they had the honor. But, just walking up to the field for our game and heard my name announced, so that was kind of cool. Absolutely.
It is definitely a big honor. You were the only individual from USU Eastern to actually be selected to an all-region team. With that being said, you're fielding this season. We were talking a little off air, a fielding percentage, .989. I mean, a phenomenal fielding percentage throughout the season. Is this something that you've always prided your game on?
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up not wanting to be the guy that hit home runs, but I grew up watching, like, Omar Vizquel, Ken Griffey Jr., Torrey Hunter, winning Gold Gloves. That was my dream as a kid, was a defensive player.
And being on this USU Eastern squad under Coach Matson, I'm sure that's the role that he kind of expected from you, and that's how you grew, right?
Absolutely. He always expected great defense out of me, and we worked on my hitting, and we improved there as well.
Now, Alex, you only had 1 year here at Eastern Utah, 1 year of eligibility. When you take a look back at your time here, what are some things that are going to stand out most to you?
Really, the guys. What a great group of guys. What a great team. We didn't achieve our potential, but just the bonding that was there. We were there as a team, and we left as brothers. And so that was the biggest thing for me. Great experience and just overcoming a lot of adversity. And, Coach Matson, he had some personal things off the field with his family, and it was great to be able to stand behind him and support him in that. And he really made that known to us.
We're here with Alex Church, the sophomore center fielder for the USU Eastern Golden Eagles, who was recently named to the All-Region Defensive Team for the SWAC Conference. Alex, continuing on with this season, how did your game grow in the 1 year at Eastern Utah?
Really learned how to take it a game at a time. Had some goals that were pretty high and wasn't able to achieve them right out of the gate. And so I had to learn how to stop looking at the entire season and just play game by game, at bat by at bat. And I just learned to put things in perspective. Sometimes you're going to get out, and sometimes you're going to make an error, but that's okay. It's about coming together and playing hard.
Now, Alex, you did play 1 year at Dixie State down in St. George. Kind of compare and contrast the two. Going to Dixie State, then coming to Eastern Utah. What was the big difference there between the two schools?
For me, I was able to get a lot more playing time. It's a different coaching style. Coach Littlewood down there, it's more of a professional, I guess, sort of atmosphere where he's the manager and he has his coaches. And it was great there. I learned a ton. Here, we have more of a hands-on experience. Coach Matson and Coach Smith-Waite, the only two coaches that we have, and we had to work with them, and they were able to pull us aside and do certain things. The playing conditions, never played in the cold before, so that was a lot different for me, being from Vegas originally. So
You talk about playing in that cold weather, not exactly any type of home field advantage for Eastern Utah. You guys, most of the time you have some of your home games pushed away or moved to a different location. Is that kind of difficult to deal with as a player?
I would say yes. You get all hyped up to play and there's snow all over the ground for the whole week. And so not only during the games, but you don't get to practice as much as you'd like to.
Right. And when you do practice, you practice indoors, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you don't get to throw as far as you'd like. You don't get to see the flight of your ball when you hit. And you don't get to put in the extra work that you'd really like to.
We're here with Alex Church, the center fielder for the USU Eastern Golden Eagles. Alex, now that your junior college career has come to a close, what's in your future?
Still looking for a place to play at. So if you got any, let me know. But I'm talking to a few schools in California and one in Oregon. Sort of trying to figure out what would be best for me in my future. But definitely plan on playing on.
As far as adding the all-region defensive team to your list of individual accolades, I mean, that can't hurt anywhere, right?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Especially because I struggled at the plate overall during the season. And so I think that's something that's going to help me to be able to at least get a shot at a starting job next year.
You talk about struggles at the plate. Overall, you batted .240. You had 8 triples on the season. I mean, that's a pretty hefty stat. For you, what would have been sufficient for you? Where were your expectations at as far as your batting average goes?
For me, I had a goal to hit above 350. Started off real slow. I think I was hitting 180 by the time we were a series into the conference play, and so, I had to kind of throw the goals out the window and just start saying, hey, let's chip away at this and let's just have the best quality at bat that we can. As far as triples, doubles, all that, just trying to put a good swing on it and then run out of the box. I don't care if it's popped in the air. We're running hard. So that's how that works for me.
Overall, you tallied 26 RBIs. You also had 7 stolen bases on the season. Not a bad number at all. With you being such a defensive-minded player, I'm sure stolen bases, that's something that's up there as well for you, right?
Mm-hmm, definitely. And didn't do quite as much as I wanted to there. But, that's okay. It's something I've improved on this year, and Coach Matson helped me to work on my jumps, and he kind of took the burden upon himself is if I get picked off, it's better than getting thrown out. And so, lots of reads on the pitchers, and sometimes they change their timing. But I was 7 for 9 stolen bases, so I'll take that.
So let's talk a little bit about the season as a whole. You guys did have your struggles throughout the year, but overall, you guys had some big wins as well. Which one of your guys' wins this season is going to stand out to you the most, that you're going to look back a few years down the road and say, hey, that was one of the crowning moments of the season?
I think the Southern Nevada game at Southern Nevada, it was a back-and-forth game. It was a slugfest, but we came out in extra innings and won it 11-10. But that was huge for us. We really rallied around that and just sort of came together as a team. That was a fun one. It was a long day. We were there at 9:15 and didn't leave till 8 o'clock at night, but it was a ton of fun. That will definitely be one for the Journal.
Alex, let's talk about one of your teammates, Nuhol Kraya. He was named an honorable mention for one of the all-region squads. Talk about his individual play, because it seemed that he was very big for you guys as well throughout the season.
Yeah, and Nuhol seemed to come through in key situations. That was the great part about him is, when we needed him, he was there. And Nuhol's often a rally starter. He'd come up with 2 outs, and if I was on deck, I could always count on I was getting to the plate when he was up there because he found a way on either through a walk or a nice line drive single. Also, he had 5 home runs in the year. That's impressive to me, especially with the wood bat and the cold weather.
Yeah, it definitely plays into it. You got to consider what type of weather we have here in Price, and that definitely plays out into the performance area.
Certainly.
Well, Alex, overall, I want to congratulate you on such a fantastic year. We talked about your fielding percentage and some of your stats. You definitely have a future in baseball, and it was a joy to watch you throughout this season here at USU Eastern.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the recognition here. Like I said, it's not something I could have expected, but, I really think it's an honor.
Well, it definitely is something to be proud of, Alex. Thank you very much again for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you. You have a good one.
That's Alex Church, the sophomore center fielder for the USU Eastern Golden Eagles. Class act all the way around. That's a guy who understands the game of baseball. That's a guy who plays the game the way the game should be played. Growing up, he wanted to be known for his glove, not his bat. You don't see that too often. Rarely do defensive players get the recognition that a player at the plate gets. Alex didn't care about that. He wanted to be known for his playmaking abilities in the field. A .989 fielding percentage over the course of the 2012 season. Congratulations. Class act all the way around. We got to get to a commercial break. Plenty more coming up here on Drive Time Sports. We'll move it over to the national sports scene. Talk some NBA playoffs. I'll be taking your calls as well if you want to get in on this. 637